GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, is a new legislation that applies to all companies who collect, store and process any data belonging to EU citizens. GDPR applies to all companies across the world who work with EU citizens. It doesn't matter where you are located in the world, if you're dealing with EU citizens, you need to comply with GDPR. The main reason for the introduction of GDPR is to provide people with more control over their personal data. GDPR goes into effect on May 25, 2018. Its main purpose is to focus and alter the way in which businesses are acquiring, storing and managing people's private information. The GDPR has real teeth to it. Penalties and fines can be as high as 4% of annual revenue or €20 million. Under GDPR, consumers enjoy a variety of new privacy rights regarding their personal data. Enterprise needs to create a channel for visitors or customers to submit any right requests, and an attendant process to fulfill them. It gives right to citizens to access their personal data and how information is being processed. A person has the right to request erasure of personal data related to him or her. A person can ask you to correct any inaccurate personal data you're holding about him. A person can receive any personal data he or she has provided to your organization and then pass to another enterprise without hindrance from you. The visitor or consumer can object to you processing their personal data, unless you demonstrate good reasons for doing it. The consumer has to give consent for processing their personal data. The typical calls recorded for training and security purposes will no longer be applicable without getting consent. In case of any data breach, a company is under a legal obligation to notify the supervisory authority without undue delay. Data protection officer is similar to a compliance officer and is expected to be proficient at managing IT process dealing personal and sensitive data. It's no surprise that managing compliance with the transparency and consent requirement of the GDPR presents a daunting undertaking. Yet, companies need to become compliant quickly. Watch our next video to learn how to make your website GDPR compliant.